really great. I just wanted to take this opportunity to run through a little bit about what we've already discussed regarding how Solavei is passionately reaching out to support local nonprofits and national and international nonprofits through our value proposition that Solavei is already offering. As I mentioned to you, Solavei comes with a very, very personal love and joy. My history in ministry and family ministry in missions has truly been part of what has propelled and given the life and the engine of everything that Solavei is today. I'm going to share a little bit more about that in this presentation, but just wanted to take a couple minutes to give you a very, very quick high-level overview that you can share with some of your colleagues there, and hopefully we can do something together that's going to make a difference. I'm going to just pop over here to this little slideshow so that you can see what Solavei is doing with some visuals here that you can share there with your team. You'll see that we are doing something that's more than just creating commerce, just creating the goods and services that people are already using every day. Instead of just making phone calls, for example, we want to teach people how they can use the things they do every single day in order to make a difference and drive funds back into nonprofit organizations like yours there. When someone asks, what is Solavei? Solavei is a very unique value proposition where we are combining the worlds of mobile and social to redefine where the money is going in commerce. Right now we know that there is a huge, exorbitant amount of money that's going into advertising, trillions of dollars around the world, and we truly want to see those funds shifted away from fancy ads into everyday common programs that are making a difference in the lives of people. So we are combining three worlds: commerce, social networking, social media, and then mobile as well, and I'm going to explain that here in just a few minutes. One of the things that I wanted to share with you is a little bit about our founder and CEO, Ryan Wirch, who happens to be my brother. We come from a history, a legacy of missions and ministry. Ryan, of course, has come from an extremely strong background in corporate America, has driven profitability for a number of very, very large corporations. The last company he started from scratch actually went to $1.2 billion cap, and he is no stranger to knowing the gift of being able to create great wealth for corporations and for investors and individual shareholders. Not too long ago, a couple years ago, my father was diagnosed with cancer, and in the process of watching him go very quickly through that process of chemotherapy and a life change, a very extraordinary man, minister, made his money in real estate so that he could support his passion for ministry. My grandfather had a Bible college, basically raised up missionaries and sent them all over the world. And so we come from this background of knowing that money is intended to advance kingdom purposes and bigger purposes than just corporate profits. Myself personally, I've been involved in missions and ministry. I was ordained in 1994 as a minister that traveled around in women's conferences, sang, recorded 5 CDs, as well as becoming an international life coach to some of the top corporate executives around the world. And so we have both been very, very blessed to have success in our given endeavors, but we've always seen kind of the world from two separate sides of the fence. Him from corporate profits and me for driving true sustainability and life transformation in the lives of individuals. When my father passed away, just before he passed away, he looked at us and said, if you two could ever come together, you guys could change the world. And my dad lived his life, as well as my grandfather, to help provide sustainability for nonprofits all over the world. Especially their heart was directed towards third world countries, as well as a very, very special heart for ministers in Belize. As we watched him trying to provide sustainability, we watched all kinds of programs and golf programs and bake sales and partnership programs, and I saw them partner with a number of very, very strong organizations that were fundraising initiatives. And one thing we always noticed is there was never enough money for these nonprofits. It was always a task to create sustainability. Well, right before my father passed away, when he said that, if you two could ever come together, you could change the world, I don't think either of us really recognized the divinity behind those words. And just a few months after my father passed away, we went away to Cabo as a family. And at that time, I was senior vice president of another major 22-year-old corporation. And our company was looking for investors. I mentioned that to my brother. The company actually happened to be a direct sales company that was very, very successful, but it hit some tough times and needed a cash advancement in order to increase their marketability and really advance and reinvent their brand. And when I shared that with him, he looked at me and he said, I'm really not into doing that. Why don't we just look at buying the company? And so we went through 6 to 8 months of looking at buying that company, and he had always said, don't ever want to have anything to do with that industry of direct sales because it's really not what I do. I think in some ways probably had a little bit of a disdain because he saw some of the good and a lot of the bad of that industry. But I had him fly in with his wife, Chantel Wirch, who was former Miss America 1996. And they flew in. I said, I just want you to see what it is that we would be buying together. And, of course, he had seen it on paper, seen how it could roll profits. But what he hadn't seen is the life transformation aspect. And that happened to be a nutrition company. And he came and he sat in the back of the room with Chantel. And that day they watched as people were talking about their stories of how they had come off chemical drugs and how they had lost a lot of weight and marriages had been put back together simply because of this incredible social networking capability. And that day he stepped back and with tears in his eyes, he said, I don't know what it is that I'm called to do next, but I do know whatever it is, I'm going to use my giftings to change lives. He said, I'm not going to be involved in this company. I'm doing this for you and Chantel. You guys can run this company together, but this has touched my life. Well, long story short, that deal fell through, and the CEO did not want to leave his position of that company. So what happened was Ryan went into some very intensive times of prayer and really seeking God what he's supposed to do next. And for me personally, it left me in an odd spot as senior vice president. We just staged a major corporate takeover. So we were both in this space of saying, okay, what's next? Well, Ryan went away, and in that time, he was given the vision of Solavei. And we don't share this story very often because it's obviously not a story that everyone relates to, but it is the real story behind Solavei and how it got started. It got started because we believe there was an epiphany that took place in Ryan's heart, divinely connecting his talent with his purpose. And Solavei has been created. Ryan's history and wealth production has been heavily involved in the area of mobile applications and mobile development. And Ryan thought to himself, what is the one thing that everyone uses today? What is that one thing that unites us? Not everybody uses social networking. Not everybody technically uses nutritional products, but everyone, 331 million connections in the U.S. alone, are using a cell phone. Even those who are without and struggling financially, somehow they find a way to get a phone. And so it is that one platform that connects us all. And so on the premise of wanting to create a platform that would allow everyone to play in and help people save money on the things that they're already doing every day, Solavei was birthed. And the three core tenets that stand behind Solavei are these three that you see on the screen there. To be generous, proactive, and full of hope. We really believe more than just commerce or mobile, we are dealers of hope, creating hope for individuals all over the United States, and then very soon it will also be around the world. So what I'm about to show you is that vision and how it has come to life now with over 180,000 members who've already joined Solavei. We've got so many people just using Solavei mobile service for nothing more than just to get a good deal, and you're going to hear about that. Then we've also got others who it is actually changing their life and allowing them to give back in ways that they otherwise would not have been able to do so. So why a mobile social platform? There's 4 trends right now that are so powerful. Obviously, the economy is driving people to have to do things they otherwise wouldn't do. They're looking for ways to be able to bring more funds into their families. The economy obviously has never been at a place where we're at right now, and there is a need for change, not just on the grassroots level of where people are, but there needs to be a change in corporate America for the way things are being done and the generation of funds, the economic exchanges that have been taking place, padding the upper ends of corporations We need to shift that funding into the hands of the people and the organizations that are doing the most good. Number two is social media. I'm sure you're very well aware, as you guys are probably utilizing social media even to expand your reach. Social media has become an incredible platform that has united the world. And of course, Facebook, over 1 billion users. There's never been a better time right now to be able to spread your message quickly than because of what's happened with social media. And then, of course, the mobile shift. We know that people are moving from their laptops to their mobile devices. People are doing away with PCs and laptops and desktops simply because they're able to do everything they used to have to sit at a desk to do. They're able to do it right on their phone, allowing them to be social, allowing them to be with their family, allowing them to travel, to live life on their terms. And then, of course, finally, social sharing. The reason why I call it social sharing is because it's been redefined. Companies like Groupon and Living Social have proven that people want to save money. People also want to make money. People also want to socially share a good deal with their friends. And what Solavei has done is they've brought these worlds together to create a unique social platform that has never been done before. And that's why a lot of people are calling it a revolution. You know, a revolution really is not what we're offering in mobile service, although it's an incredible value offering to families. The revolution, or the definition of a revolution, is a dramatic change in the way something works or in the way people look at it. So up until now, what's happened, and let's just take mobile service as an example because that's what we launched our excuse me, it's what we launched our platform on. For example, AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, T-Mobile, they collectively spend over $12 billion a year in advertising. So that's a lot of money going to billboards and fancy ads and commercials. What Solavei is doing in the revolutionary shift is saying, wait a minute, maybe that's not the best way to share a product, a service, or an organizational's reach. Maybe the best way is to take that same amount of funds and redirect it, instead of the billboards, put it back in the hands of the people and the organizations that are actually trustworthy. We know we live in a generation right now where trust is the most important thing because people are holding on to their dollars until they trust you. And so what we are doing now is we are creating a new economic exchange. Instead of seeing the advertisers as the most important asset, we, Solavei, we see the people and the organizations we're partnering with as the most important relationship that we have. And that's why we call ourselves Powered by Relationships. The Solavei mission is very simple. It's to drive down the cost of commerce and make it even profitable for our members. So everything that you're doing on a daily basis, not only as an organization, but also individuals, the things you're already doing, the commerce that is being purchased and utilized every single day, rather than saying, well, let's find out something they can go out and specifically buy this, or take these pills, or buy this product. Instead, we're saying, just do what you already do. But as a member of Solavei, make sure you're doing it in such a way that it's able to not only reward you for doing it, but also reward the nonprofits that you're associated with as well. So here's the simple, quick view of what Solavei has launched with. It's a mobile social network that gives back. We've started our platform very similar to the way Amazon started with selling books. Their platform was built with books as the conduit of which that platform was formed. We happen to have some incredible investors, partners that are a part of Solavei executive team, that we can see how that was a phenomenal platform built, but we also believe there's an even better way to build it so that the people and organizations can benefit. So we started with mobile service. We offer basically unlimited voice, text, and data on a nationwide 4G network for only $49 a month. That's an incredible value proposition. What we did is we partnered with T-Mobile, and that strategic partnership allows us, because we don't do advertising, allowed us to drop it down really to an unbelievable offering, $49 a month, unlimited voice, text, and data. So that in and of itself is an incredible offering to families all over the United States, Puerto Rico, being able to give them an opportunity just to save money. But more importantly is we also created a social graph where every member also can go online to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and start sharing it with others. And when they do, what happens is their social graph, which is all powered on the palm of their phone, they're able to get a complete graph network. It shows everything on their phone. Actually, it rewards them. Most importantly, though, and why I'm sharing this with you, is not only is it a win for every one of our members, but when our members come to Solavei through a nonprofit, the nonprofit wins. And that's really why I am personally so passionate about sharing this with as many nonprofit organizations that I care about the most, so that the nonprofit overall, as Solavei expands, and we really do believe that we're not just going to have millions of members, but tens of millions and on, we really believe we will be the social network in the future. We would love nothing more than to see the nonprofit organizations benefiting from the future growth of where Solavei is headed. So when you take a look at just the value proposition of mobile, as you can see, there's a lot of mobile companies that are offering good deals. You know, $85. Actually, our $49 offering, comparable to T-Mobile, they have a I believe it's $90 or $99 plan that offers 4 gigs of data. That would be the closest thing to compare. We offer that same plan for $49 a month, unlimited voice, text, and data. So it's an incredible offering, but even though some of them can look like they're giving a good offering, they don't reward you or your partners. So that's why we want to show you this program and how it can really be a partnership with your nonprofit to help people, number one, save money on their mobile service, which they're already doing every day, but then more importantly, it allowing a give back plan to your organization. Solavei is giving back, and here's the way it works. $20 a month is going to be paid back to your organization for every 3 people that switch to Solavei. I don't know if you remember, but a number of years back, there was I guess what I would call a boycott against Pepsi. I believe it was the Baptist Convention that noticed that Pepsi was going down a path that they didn't agree with, and they had made a statement for everyone to boycott Pepsi in such a way that they made a statement to say, we will not put up with that kind of advertising. We will not put up with that kind of messaging. And what happened was actually it made a huge dent because it spread throughout message boards, it spread throughout churches, and a lot of people stopped drinking Pepsi for a season, right? And unfortunately, all it did was really slow down the profits of Pepsi. What would have been great had Coca-Cola had stepped up and said, you know what, we get it. We agree. We don't like that messaging. In fact, in order to partner with you guys, we believe in what you're saying and what you're doing. So for every 3 people that you can get to switch from Pepsi to Coke, we will pay your nonprofit organization $20 a month every month that they continue to drink Coca-Cola. Well, that would have been a huge win for those organizations. Well, that's what Solavei is doing. We recognize the outcry of people saying, wait a minute, we don't want the overspending and the padding of all these big advertising firms. Give that money back to the nonprofits. So for every 3 people that switch from their current carrier to Solavei, Solavei is going to give $20 a month, every single month, as long as they stay on Solavei service. And again, remember, Solavei service is on one of the nation's fastest 4G networks. So they're not compromising value. They're just making a switch to say, we want to redirect the funds and where they are going. It's very exciting. And more importantly is when you think about it, 54 members or 54 people that switch to Solavei through your organization, that would be over $1,300 a month of sustainable income every single month coming into your nonprofit. Now you can increase the numbers, and so does the give back, but we can talk more about that when we're talking live together. I know you guys have a massive organization, but just with 54 members, that's an incredible value offering. And I don't know about you, but personally, prior to Solavei, I was with AT&T for 14 years. So when people get on a service, especially their mobile service, they tend, if they like the service, they tend to stick with it for many, many years. And that's why I truly believe this is an incredible opportunity for sustainable income for your organization. Now, if you look at this, it really is a win-win value proposition. This is, let's just bring it down to brass tacks. $49 a month for your partners, whether it's shared at a live event, concert, through one of your social platforms, or an email or a letter. And I can help with all of that and help you put a program together. Would be happy to stream with you on that, on what's working. But just for your partners alone to be able to save every month on their mobile services, that if that was all that we were talking about, that would be incredible win for them. Save money on your mobile service. But what's exciting about that is for every 3 people that say, hey, I want to save on my mobile service, $20 a month would be paid back to your organization. That makes it a win-win-win value proposition. And the more people that benefit from Solavei, the more our mission is paid out, where we're able to give back and drive down the cost of commerce, making it profitable to members and profitable to the nonprofit organizations as well. As we look forward into what we are doing with Solavei, starting now, we are introducing something called Solavei Marketplace. We announced it at our Las Vegas regional just recently, letting our members know that Solavei Marketplace, something that we have talked about literally since the inceptional vision of Solavei. We knew, just like Amazon was never intended to stay on books, we knew that we were never going to stay just with mobile service. Of course, today, when you think of Amazon, you don't think of books. You think of a global distribution channel. And one day, very soon, when you think of Solavei, you will no longer think of mobile service. You will think of social commerce network that really spans not only across the nation, but across the world. So Solavei Marketplace really is the bigger picture, I would say the phase 2 picture of Solavei and where we're headed. Solavei Marketplace looks like this. For every member that joins Solavei Mobile Service right now, they get what we call a Solavei Pay Card. And what that means is basically they can go out and share Solavei with others, and for every 3 people that they share it with, the company's going to reward them as well. And that's why, and of course, as that network grows, if you introduce them to Solavei, your nonprofit, not only would they be benefiting, but so would your nonprofit. So it spans out like a social graph, very much like Facebook or Twitter, where it can be wide-reaching on how many people actually begin to save. Well, Solavei Marketplace looks like this. Up until now, that purple pay card has simply been about how we reward our members through mobile service. But very soon, and this is what we're launching now, is Solavei Marketplace, where when our members or your partners that support your nonprofit organization go out and they start shopping, they're going to be able to see how there's going to be deals and offers that can be applied to that card. Maybe you're familiar with Groupon. One of the great things about Groupon was we loved watching them grow so fast, becoming the fastest corporation to make $1 billion in profits. Unfortunately, they almost crashed due to a faulty business plan. The way that business system worked was that they hired literally thousands and thousands and thousands, almost 10,000 sales associates to go out and secure all of those deals. Unfortunately, that's a lot of overhead in order to get very, very, very little margin. Great idea, or let me say good idea, but not a great idea. We believe what Solavei is doing is fixing that model and driving the profits instead of just to the Groupon or the Living Social Corporation. We're driving those profits actually into our membership and our organizations that we're supporting. So Solavei Marketplace looks like this. Our members, which now we have over 180,000, are able to go out and secure deals at their local hair salon or nail salons, or maybe their local shoe repairman or local grocery stores, all of those local merchants. And when a member or a nonprofit organization brings that merchant to the table for Solavei, every single card that is slide in that merchant, that organization or member that brought that merchant to the table is going to get a percentage off of every purchase that that merchant does. So hopefully you can see this could be a huge value to your organization, which I am sure is connected with a lot of small business owners, maybe big business owners as well. If they partner with Solavei, every purchase that is made through their company or their business, you would be receiving a percentage of that. So it's not just deals and offers. It could be going out and getting a 2-for-1 burger. So the members of Solavei are going to be able to get great value. The people who bring those merchants to the table are going to get great benefit. Maybe cable services, maybe insurance, just savings. This is what our actual Solavei Marketplace homepage, this is an example of what it's going to look like. You can see that every one of the members, and meaning everyone that your organization brings to Solavei, they're going to be able to go in and just save on clothing, save on cable, save on great meals. And by clicking on that, instead of like with Groupon, where you had to print out actual coupons and take them, it can be embarrassing for some families, it's going to be applied directly to that pay card. And so every time that pay card is taken into one of our retail stores, they're going to automatically already have those savings on the pay card, no need for coupons. They just slide their card, and clearly it's going to be on there, and they're going to make the automatic savings. Now, in addition to that, we already have partnerships with a number of retailers that are already going to be offering special deals and savings that just by having a purple pay card, when you go into, for example, the Home Depot, you might go in there and purchase all of your flowers, and when you swipe it, you're going to get $15 off, maybe $20, and it'll be automatically on there. So there's so much value offering that we're putting into the purple pay card for our members, so that, again, not only is it going to be savings, just like we're doing with the mobile service, we want to make sure we drive down the cost of commerce for our members, but we also want to make it profitable so that when they share it with their friends, they're going to be able to benefit. And of course, all of that, if it's been introduced by your nonprofit, the nonprofit will benefit as well. And that sustainable income, just think about if you had your current partnership base all out shopping right now, and your nonprofit organization getting a small percentage of all of that that's going on in your organization. We really believe this is going to provide sustainability to a lot of organizations, a lot of people's lives. So here's what would happen in order to, let's just put it into practical terms, what would take place next. We would want to align with your organization as a valued member of Solavei. We call that Get In. We have a simple model: get in, get social, get free. Of course, getting social is starting to share it with your partner base, starting to share it with the people that are already supporting your organization and letting them know that Solavei is here and ready to become a sustainable model for your organization. Of course, we can help with that. I'm happy to step in and do presentations for you in order to make this a real win-win-win. And then, of course, get free. And get free as it continues to share with others, and then they go out and utilize Solavei Marketplace. You can see how this could create a great amount of sustainability income for your programs. I am excited that every person that actually does say, hey, I am thrilled to become a member of Solavei and start saving. When they do that, we give every member basically an advertising platform. We give them a free website so that they can tell their friends about it. And every member that joins, they get a free Solavei share site like this. And every member that joins, that means you're going to gain benefit as that network continues to expand, just like Facebook did. It's more important than having 100,000 people in your Facebook group. Imagine getting paid when 100,000 people in your group are actually going out and shopping. And we really are very excited about that. When somebody does enroll, they're going to get a Solavei pay card that arrives in about a week, and that is going to be the economic exchange tool. We've partnered with First Data. You can look them up. They're the largest in the world for online transactions and card transactions. So they're the biggest in the world, and we are so honored, and we thank God that they have seen we are one of their top 5 initiatives. And when you look up First Data, you will see that that is no small partnership, and we are very thrilled that they see the overall vision of Solavei as well. The Solavei dashboard allows every individual as well as your organization. You won't have to do any paperwork, won't have to keep track of any data or the people. We do all that through a Solavei dashboard. There on your phone or on your laptop, you'll be able to see the income that's being generated. You'll be able to see the analytics. We also have social sharing tools to where every member, including all of your partners, are going to be able to go and post it on Facebook. Hey, support our nonprofit just by switching your service to Solavei. And when they do, of course, you guys would be benefiting from that as well. And so we make all those tools available, so it'll be very, very socially simple, especially for those folks who don't know what to say on Facebook or Twitter. We try to take out all that guesswork for them. And we have this year, our drive this year is to have 1 million members by the end of 2013. We have 180,000 that have joined just in our first 8 months. And that's basically broken all records, especially in the mobile industry, growing faster than Facebook. And we really believe that this is going to be a revolution, a changing of the mindsets. Of course, 180,000 up to 1 million is still about 830,000 people just to reach our first goal. That's a lot of people, and I would love to see your organization benefiting from that astronomical growth that is about to take place and is already taking place. When you share it again, I just want to reiterate, 54 people is over $1,000 a month back to the nonprofit organization that referred them. So as those numbers increase, as you can see, this could be an incredible sustainability model for you and your organization. I am very grateful you have taken the time to watch this, and I pray that it will speak to you and be an asset to you and your organization. I know that Solavei is on track to make a massive global difference in the world around us. We really do believe that this is going to be a shift, that we're excited to be leading the way with the Solavei social commerce revolution. Thank you so much for watching this presentation. I look forward to speaking with you personally. I hope this gives you enough information to open up the conversation further on how we can support your organization and be a blessing to me. Thank you. God bless.